quiet voice. That's a little better, right? It's a little filling the room better. Good. Okay. Come on in. What did he say? Wrong class. Are we ready? I think we're ready. We're rolling. Okay, thank you. Hannah, do you want to make any announcements? I'm going to do some now instead of later. You good?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay, great. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to be with you. And welcome. How many people are here for the first time ever? Raise your hand. Yay, welcome. Good. All right. How many people came here when it was other things like Namaste or Seventh Heaven? Here, yeah, a few of us. When I first moved here in 2003, I'd come here and take Ashtanga classes. It was called Seventh Heaven for a long time. It is a good name. We're on 7th Street. But the alembic is even cooler, right? Because it's the alchemical vessel like Tantra, like the practice of transmuting raw materials into the gold or the elixir of enlightenment. So that's really the tantric thrust, whether it's the Hindu tradition or the Buddhist tradition. And so the alembic is a very suitable name for what we're doing here. So welcome to the new folks and the older folks, the experienced, seasoned folks, I mean. And one thing I'd like to say before we dive in and do our chant is that I am teaching a retreat at Mount Madonna on February 15th to the 18th, and it's on the topic of my book, Embodying Tara. So the retreat will be a step deeper into that practice of embodying. Come on in. And it's a very important part of tantric Buddhist practice. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit more when we do the slogan discussion for tonight. But Tantra is all about transforming our regular perception, habit patterns about ourselves and others. And especially with the Buddhist angle, we actually visualize and recite mantra and do prayer, even movement, as the deity, as a way to feel what it would be like to be enlightened for a day. What would it be like? Feel like to be a Buddha or Tara. Arya Tara, noble Tara, is the female Buddha of compassion. And so we'll get to really explore that in the beautiful redwood trees of Santa Cruz, Mount Madonna, beautiful place with a really great history, founded by Baba Haridas, who passed away recently, unfortunately. A really cool Hanuman temple. You've been, right? Yeah. So we'll chant, we'll meditate, we'll hike in the redwood trees, practice in the redwood trees. I've found out about some places we can go and look over, the ocean and sky gaze. And there's a hot tub and great vegetarian food. So you can find out more about that on my website, which is just my name, chandraeaston.com. And everybody's welcome, new and experienced practitioners. We'll do a little yoga too. Anything else? No? Okay, great. So let's go ahead and drop in. So close your eyes. And start to deepen your breath. And releasing tension with the out-breath. Yeah, feeling free to let out a sound, sigh. Really feel the tension melting from your face, from your jaw, from your throat, from your shoulders, chest. With each out-breath, feel tension melting down into the earth. Beneath you, releasing tension from the mid-torso, then the belly, the low back. Kind of like honey, feel any tension just kind of oozing down into the earth. Relaxing the hips, the buttocks, the pelvic floor, the legs, the feet. So there's this feeling of rooting down, but then also from that place of relaxation, a natural buoyancy then sort of lifts you up through the central axis of the spine. You could even feel a lightness pulling you up from the chest a bit, from the crown of the head, as if you could actually really create space between your vertebrae. And yet the shoulders soften again. Feel the breath in your belly. Soften the belt line. You may even feel a little warmth, like a pilot light lighting up in the belly, the navel center. And we begin our evening practice with an arousing of the bodhicitta aspiration to practice, to awaken for our own benefit and the benefit of others. And take a moment in silence to let that be your own version of your aspiration for practice. Crystallize it in your mind, even speaking it in your mind. And then also taking a moment to acknowledge that we wouldn't be here without the earth, the water, the air, the fire, the space, the five elements. We wouldn't be here without our parents' parents, and back through our ancestry. So giving thanks, gratitude. We enter the doorway even deeper by giving thanks to our teachers, our teachers' teachers, back all the way to the source, the Buddha, Krishna, Devi, Allah, Yahweh, God, whatever you feel is the source of your lineage. And of course, beyond that is consciousness, primordial awareness. Give thanks to that. You are that. Give thanks to your allies, your protectors. And give thanks to yourself for bringing you here tonight, committing to your practice. Not everybody does this. How wonderful to be here together. So much gratitude as we enter the doorway of practice. And acknowledging the land upon which we sit, Lisjan Aloni land, and really taking a moment to acknowledge that something happened here, something continues to happen here, and we bear witness to that in various ways. We must not forget. And then from this place of gratitude and humility, but also a sense of confidence and commitment in your practice, we can engage with our prayer to Devi, to the goddess, to Tara, as Narayani. Like Tara, Narayani saves beings from drowning in the ocean of suffering, samsara. So you have your chant sheet. If you need it, you can refer to it. We'll repeat it 11 times tonight. I'll call and you'll respond the first time through, and then we'll chant together. Sharanagata Dinartha, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute, Sharanagata Dinartha, Paritrana Parayane, Sarvasyarti Hare Devi, Narayani Namostute. Thank you. We're going to do a little bit of movement before we meditate. We'll do it from a seated position. People in the chairs, you can do this in your chair, but you can also, if it's okay, I recommend trying to actually sit for some of the movements, if you can. You get a zabuton We'll be moving for like 7 minutes and then we'll sit, okay? So, yeah. Straighten your legs, or if you're in a chair, you can just keep the knees bent and you'll just work the ankles from a bent, or if you want to straighten them and hold them up, you can do core work that way too, like she is. All right, so we're doing some stuff that's good for the nerves and good for circulation in the lower body, because meditators tend to cultivate stagnancy in their lower body, as well as mindfulness and introspection. So it's good to move. So let's start with pointing the right foot and the left, right, left, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can take your hands and kind of help prop yourself up a little bit. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. And now to your left, you're going to circle the feet. Your left. Turning to your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. 7. Yeah, you're getting more of a workout. 9 and 10. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. Now take your right foot and cross it over the left thigh. Take your left hand, interlace it through the right toes. Yeah. Good. Yeah. In the shadow yoga, we always sit on the hardwood floor too. I mean, Shandor would always say, hard against hard, make soft. So it can be a good thing for the body. So you're interlaced if you can, or you're holding onto the top of the foot. Either way, you're going to stabilize the right ankle with the right hand. So some of you, inevitably, you're always switching. So flip your hands. Other hand. Okay, no, you were right. Sorry. Wow. Okay, good. And turn. And I like to palpate up my calf and then down. Let's say 9, 10, and reverse. 1, 2, really crank it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, the ankle likes to be beat up a little bit. Other side. Other side. Interlace the fingers or hold on to the top of the toes if you want to keep your socks on. And cranking like an old car. You're cranking it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Straight legs. Bend your right knee. Take your hands underneath the knee. So when we sit, sometimes the knee can get nerve damage. It can get overstretched. So it's always important to check the knee and really palpate the back of the knee, the side of the knee with the thumbs, massaging those ligaments and muscles. Good. And then I like to palpate along the hamstring. Really squeeze and soak the tissues to get the circulation happening, and then make your way back down. And then I like to also hold calf and squeeze all the way down to the ankle, just doing self-massage, whatever feels good, and back up to the knee. Good. Other side. Bend left knee. Start to scoop behind the knee. I learned this from Iyengar. I got to study with Iyengar once in my life, just a couple years before he died. And he said, before you take lotus, always check in with your knee and massage it. And he taught us this. Good. So now work up the hamstring. And then back down. And squeeze anywhere that feels good. Getting the lymph and the blood to move. Good. Down to the ankle. And then come back up. Good. Okay. Straighten. Take the right ankle over the left thigh again. Interlace again, or hold the top of the toes like before. You're going to raise the calf so that it's parallel with the floor. Your right hand is going to reach underneath the right thigh there. So you're kind of bracing yourself. Sit up. Yeah, good. And then stir the pot. 1, 2, 3. So this is meant to help mobility and flexibility in the hip joint. 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. How's it feeling in the chair? Is it working? I've never done it in a chair, but it looks good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Other side. Left ankle over the right thigh, interlace. Lift it up. So you want the knee to be turned out just a little bit. So you're parallel like this. It's a little harder. Take it so that, yes. So it's like the hip is turned out. And stir the pot from, it's like you're going clockwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everybody's got their own cool version of this. It's really fun. I love sometimes being a teacher is great because you get to see everybody in their unique glory. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feels so good on the hip joint. Do you feel that? The femur head and the socket. 10. Okay, good. Straighten and shake it out. All right. So now come into a comfortable cross-legged position, or if you're sitting in a chair, just sit upright. And if lotus comes easy and you're feeling good and safe with it, you're kind of ready for it because we just opened up the knee and the legs. If not, please don't push. It's not that important. Okay, sitting comfortably so that the spine is upright. Now we move up and we work our way down the body. So release the chin towards the chest, and we'll make 5 circles to the right, moving within your capacity. If you need to make small circles, that's fine. 4 and 5. Reverse. Remember, you're trying to feel like you're drawing a circle with your nose on an imaginary mirror in front of you. So you're not throwing your head back. You're doing more of a lateral circle. Let's do one more. Good. And come to center. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take the hands. Place them as much as you can. Really make contact with the palm of the hands, the crease of the hip. This is a marma point, a vital junction in Ayurveda that helps, if when you press it, it helps to stimulate circulation in and out of the legs. So can you feel that? Even just take a moment and press down. So that's a part of our next move, which is shoulder rolls. Okay, so relax the shoulders, but you're still making contact. Good. Now we're just going to roll forward, up, down, and back. 1, 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1. And when you hit the apex, you can kind of press down. You feel that pressure at the crease of the hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Take the back of the hands. Then keep, as much as possible, keep the wrists together as you bring the hands back towards the chest, and then open the hands like you're making an offering. Good. 1. And then rotate the wrists. They're kissing. And 2, 3. Now speed it up a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7. Shoulders down. 8, 9, and 10. Now reverse. You've made the offering. Now you get to receive. Take it in. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're swimming in the ocean of samsara. And we're not drowning. They say that there's one of the 8 auspicious symbols is the fish, or sometimes it's 2 fish, other times it's 1. It's a 21st Tara symbol, by the way, on her lotus flower. And they symbolize fearlessness. Now reverse. So you cut through and then you come around. You're really rotating at the shoulders. So you're getting the arms, the elbows, the wrists are getting mobility. So the fish symbolize fearlessness. Why? because they're not afraid of the ocean of samsara. They don't drown in it. So that's one of the qualities to cultivate in our life. And let's say that's 10. Now, the palms are here. Interlace the fingers, relax the shoulders, shake out the head a little bit if you're stiff. Now we're rotating the wrists. We'll do double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now from here, helicopter to your right, left, right, left. You're just spiraling through the spinal column. The front hand taps the juncture of the shoulder. The back hand taps the kidney point, the lower ribs. Let the head go. Enjoy the rotation. Your breath throughout all of these movements is a natural, kind of easeful breath, an even in-breath, even out-breath if possible. And last couple rounds. Last time to your left, then come around, hands on the thighs. Stir this cauldron, the bowl of the pelvis. Big, medium, or small rotations, whatever feels good to you. 9, 10, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing very baby small ones because I had spine surgery 4 months ago. Like I can feel this in my lower back, so it's enough, right? So you've got to listen to your own body. The body doesn't lie. Listen to it. And 10. Good. Now wave forward and back like seaweed in the ocean. 2, 3, 4. You can do bigger movement than I am. Let it go. I'm just going small because that's what my body wants. 9 and 10. Good. Come to center. Inhale, raise the arms. Root into the belly, into the hips. Hold the breath in as you press the hands down. Then exhale as the hands pass in front of the face. Really pack the prana, the energy down into the navel. Again, inhale, but as you lift the arms, you're rooting down. Hold the breath. Move the hands. Then exhale. Again, inhale. Hold it. Then exhale. And keep walking now, the hands forward. We'll take 5 breaths, leaning forward. Bowing the forehead towards the floor, keeping the elbows straight. The palms, the fingers are spread and the palms are flat on the floor. Breathe into the belly, release tension with the out breath. Breathe into the hips. Be with yourself. Be with it. Good. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up. If you're in lotus, kind of loosen it. Everybody loosen your cross. If you're in the chair, that's fine. You're good already. Inhale, let's fold the hands. And we're going to exhale like a big sheep bawing. Okay, and you're going to shake out your whole torso. Inhale, and then let it go. Inhale, 2 more. Inhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Closing. Good. So now, time to move into the stillness meditation. So find a comfortable seat. We'll sit for about 30 minutes. So make sure it's a position that you feel comfortable in and don't rush it. Really look around and go, do I have everything I need? Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're warm enough, cool enough, hydrated enough. Because when we lock in, it's good to really feel like you can stay. Not fidget. Let the body be still. So take a moment here. And supine is an option, by the way. So sitting in a chair is great. Sitting on a cushion or Zen bench, whatever is comfortable for you. And I lie down sometimes because of my situation. And so I'm really an advocate of that. The main point is that your spine is straight. So you can do that in a supine position if that's what your body needs. Likewise, in a chair or on a cushion. So again, a part of Dharma practice is learning to listen. Learning to listen and follow, right? Listen and then follow. Where does the body lead you? And then honor that. With each breath, allow yourself to settle more and more deeply into relaxation. Settling the body in its natural state, still, at ease within itself, aligned with gravity like a mountain. So noticing any areas of tension, and with the out-breath, allow that to shed, like sloughing off old skin, letting go. And then again, feeling that from that relaxation of tension, melting down, this natural buoyancy lifts you up through the central channel, through the spinal column. A buoyancy in the chest, and yet the chin is slightly drawn down towards the center of the throat to elongate the back of the neck. So let that buoyancy of the chest bring this shape of the shepherd's crook with the neck and the chin. The tip of the tongue gently rests at the upper palate, top teeth. And then relax the lower molars away from the upper molars. Let that bring a sense of melting of the muscles of the face, the jaw softening. In Dzogchen it said, allow the mouth to be a little bit open, just enough, the space of a single rice grain. A little bit. And feel free to breathe through the nose, the mouth and the nose, as you wish. The eyes can be closed or slightly open, gazing at a comfortable angle towards the floor. If the eyes are open, soften the gaze. Relaxing the belly, let it receive the breath. Relaxing the hips, the legs. And now cultivating shamatha, this calm abiding concentration practice, by simply attending to the sensations of the breath as it flows in and out of the body. A whole field of tactile sensations from the nose, the mouth, the throat, the lungs, the chest, the diaphragm, belly, back. Just the field of tactile sensations as they ebb and flow with the breath. And let each breath soothe the body, the mind, into their natural state of stillness, clarity, relaxation. And as a tool to help the mind really land on the breath, it's common to do a silent count at the top of each breath. So we'll do that, counting to 21, and then we'll let it go. Releasing distraction with the out-breath, returning to the flow of the breath and the counting. And then releasing the counting. And maintain that feeling of connection with the tactile sensations of the breath as it flows in and out. The natural breath, settling the breath in its natural state, free of controlling. If it's shallow, let it be shallow. If it's long, let it be long. Cultivating a mindfulness that is aware, wakeful, yet not manipulating or fixing or changing. And now we'll shift, never losing that anchor of the breath, but shifting now to take the mind itself as the object of awareness. This is called settling the mind in its natural state. And we do this by gently opening the eyes if they're closed, gazing at a comfortable angle past the nose towards the floor. But without gazing at anything in particular, let the eyes be soft, as if you could see 360 degrees around you. And feel as if you can observe the mind itself, the arising and passing of thoughts, memories, feelings. Almost as if you're watching the contents of the mind on a movie screen. But as a casual observer, you're in the back row with your feet up. You're not grasping or sitting on the edge of your seat. See if you can lean back and bear witness to thoughts and feelings arising and passing within the space of the mind. Free of grasping, free of distraction. Suffused with relaxation, stability of attention, and clarity, wakefulness. Releasing distraction with the out-breath and return to this settling the mind in its natural state. Resting from the vantage point of awareness rather than the vantage point fused with thoughts. And you may notice that between one thought and the next is a space, a gap. Rest in that gap. Prolong that gap. And feel that awareness suffusing the conceptual thoughts that rise and fall. Like the sun rays spreading in all directions. Your own awareness illuminates whatever it attends to. We'll rest in silence. Now allowing your eyes to gently close, and yet feeling the non-dual nature of inner and outer, as if your awareness suffuses the inner and the outer equally. No difference. And in the last few minutes of our meditation, we'll chant Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum means Om, jewel in the heart of the lotus, mantra to the Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara. And so couple your voice with your heartfelt prayers, sending prayers of healing, of peace, of abundance, of liberation, all around the world. Through the voice, you'll also hear the bell and feel the sound of voices in the bell carrying throughout space these prayers. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you. Let's come together. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. When in doubt, Om Mani Padme Hum. Really. Let it just be on the tip of your tongue all day long. You might even dream it. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Nyingje, as the Tibetans say. Oh, when they witness, when people witness suffering or acknowledging your friend's hardship or the news. Oh, Nyingje, Nyingje. Nyingje means the jewel of the heart. It's a way of saying compassion. Oh, have compassion. Oh, compassion. Feels like those times right now, as always. The Kali Yuga. Om Namah Shivaya.
The rest is Maya.
Oh, the rest is Maya. I love that. That's a good one. My friend Hareesh is here. Thank you for coming. And Sky, thank you for coming. It's an honor to have you here. Hareesh and I go way back. We're old pals. We taught together a lot. I was in my early 30s. It's about 5 years ago.
We were both just starting as teachers, really.
Yeah.
Fuller sense.
Yeah. We co-created a curriculum, Samavesha, right? Hareesh and Chris Tompkins, they brought the Tantra from the Shaiva tradition, right, primarily. And then I brought the Buddhist Tantra with Dzogchen also. And then my ex-partner would teach the yoga. The four of us had this wonderful program we developed and we taught for a few years. Then I had my second child and I kind of faded into the background. Everything we all went our different ways. But Hareesh is in town, I think, for a few weeks more, right? And he'll be teaching some programs here at the Alembic. What date is the day long on Tantra?
I don't know if it's a half day or a full day. It's a 3/4 day.
That's a good one.
here on the 24th of February.
Nice. Good. Yeah, don't miss it. He is a teacher's teacher, excellent teacher and practitioner, scholar.
If
Yeah.
You know the book Tantra Illuminated. That's
Mm-hmm.
saw it on the table over there. So people must
Right. Tantra Illuminated. It's a good book, and if you don't have it, get it. And then, of course, the Radiance Sutras. The Recognition. I always get that mixed up, because obviously I haven't read it yet. Kevin read it, loved it. People love it. Michael Taft used it for one of his programs.
Our new best friends.
Don't you love Michael? Isn't he fabulous? Yeah, and he's interviewed Hareesh a couple times, me a couple times on his wonderful podcast, Deconstructing Yourself. If you don't know that podcast, check it out. And then you just launched a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it called?
Tantra Illuminated.
Perfect. Good. I might ask you to come up at the end if we have time and chant with me. Remember what we used to sing all the time?
Which one? We used to sing many things.
Om Ring Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Okay, maybe you'll listen. Good. Okay. But we've got other things to do first. I'm kind of tempted to just sing the night away, honestly. But we have some good other things to do. So tonight we continue with our Lojong Slogan. We are on number 25. Lojong means mind training. Mind training. Mind in Tibetan is lo. Training is jong. It also means to purify, depending on the context. And I like to think of it that way too. Through Dharma practice, through meditation, chanting, you name it. If the intention is there, we can purify the mind, right? So we are mind purifying, mind training. All of Dharma, whether it's Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, you name it, Christian, all contemplative traditions in a way are lojong, right? We're all training the mind. We're all purifying perception so we can unify with greater consciousness that is actually all around us and within us. So mind training, Lojong, has many different iterations of it. We're studying the 59 slogans as found in Chekawa Yeshe Dorje's text. And you have the handout there. You can take that home too, by the way. You can keep that if you want. Try not to put them on the floor. So sacred, anything with Dharma words on it or mantras aren't supposed to be on the floor. And we're not supposed to sit on them, step over them. It's just a way of respecting what can lead us to enlightenment, more than a murti, like a statue or a tanka, or even a teacher can lead you. But a text holds that wisdom that can guide us to enlightenment. So we try to treat them with respect. Okay. So the 25th one, who wants to read that one out loud? Maybe somebody new who doesn't usually do it. Number 25, well supported with your voice, please. Yes, Sky.
Don't talk about injured limbs.
Good. Don't talk about injured limbs. It's an interesting one. Don't talk about injured limbs. What do you think? I like hearing from you first. What do you think that means? What does it mean to you? Yes.
To me, it kind of means like don't pay attention to things that you hope will go away, like temporary things. And if you share it with others, they will also put their attention to it as well.
Right. So talking about it brings more attention to. I didn't hear what you said about things that you want to go away.
Yeah, like just negative aspects, like a broken limb, you hope it heals.
Yeah.
If you're like hoping for it to heal, you don't want to focus on the negative aspect of it being broken.
That's right. You nailed it. This one's pretty clear in that way, right? Okay, so let's unpack it a little bit more. Yes, essentially it's saying don't focus on the negative. We all learn that as children. we try not to. There's something very alluring and magnetizing about the negative, right? If somebody does 9 good things and 1 negative thing, we remember the 1 negative thing they say. So there's something about our human nature too. So this is, again, training the mind, going against the stream of habitual patterns and trying to cultivate a more illuminated way of being. And so as we practice the Dharma, they say, as teachers and commentators of this text, as we begin to see more and more clearly our own mental afflictions, right, the kleshas of ignorance, there are 5 main ones, but really they fan out to 84,000 and more afflictive emotions and mental afflictions. But the core ones, as we begin to see them, the main 5 are like our ignorance first. We start to see how we don't know everything. We're kind of not only ignorant of certain basic things, but we're also ignorant of the way we exist. We misperceive the way we are. And due to that, we suffer, right? We take that which is impermanent to be permanent, and so on. And then we think we're a piece of shit, but really we're a Buddha in disguise. So Dharma is about recognizing that. So as we begin to unveil our ignorance, then there's anger, conceit, clinging or craving, and then jealousy or competitiveness. Those are the 5 core ones. We start to hopefully also then diminish them, because the first step in healing something is to see it, right? So hopefully those are starting to diminish or become more integrated. And then we can also, as we start to evolve our own inner life, we can, in a way, kind of get hyper aware of the faults of others, right? Like, oh, wow. And then we can even kind of start pointing it out. So that's another aspect of like them saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't focus on your own negative stuff. But in a way, it's good to focus. Like if you're trying to better yourself, it's good to know it. But it's like, don't belabor it. But also this has a big component in terms of how we relate to the world. Like, don't go around pointing out everybody else's faults. Just take care of your own house, Keep it clean, keep it tidy. And then, you might be aware of certain things, but don't get overly fixated on it. That's another aspect of don't talk about injured limbs. And of course, we can see, if I'm judgmental towards myself, I'm more likely to be judgmental towards others. I just had a very interesting conversation with my 15-year-old about this. He's 15, right? So he's starting to have a little bit more self-awareness. And he said to me, I'm realizing I'm actually kind of a mean person. And I didn't say, yeah, but I could have. Ever since he was little, he had a little mean streak. And of course, as a Dharma mom, I don't want to be like, my kid can't be mean. It's so silly. So I'm decoupling myself from that. And I said to him, yeah, you're at an age, this is a great thing. You're at a time in your life where you can start to see and be more reflective about yourself. And you might see things about yourself that you don't like. And that's okay. We all have that, right? Yeah? I know I did at that age too. And that's the first step. So his judgmentalness, I said, your judgmentalness, if that's a word, towards other people reveals that you're very judgmental towards yourself too. So look at that. The classic teaching, it's not so original. You point at somebody else, you've got 3 fingers pointing back at you. So that's another way of understanding this slogan. It's like, check your mind. Don't focus on others' injured limbs. Yeah, he got it too. He's good, It's like, yeah, I can be mean. You're still lovable, right? I still love you, even though you can be mean. And isn't that nice to hear? I'm not perfect, but I'm still lovable, right? So that's another way we can be, as bodhisattvas in training, help in the relational field, help bring about more healing by not focusing on injured limbs, Okay, so everything we see, feel, hear is filtered through our own mind, right? Everything. We can't get away from it, whether you want to or not. Nothing objectively exists out there in and of itself, apart from your perception of it. It just can't happen. Even quantum physicists say what we see depends on our method of measurement. Subjectivity. So, as a Buddhist or as a contemplative person, if that's what you are, you're aware of that. Like, wow, everything I see, other people's faults, it's filtered through my perception. I might not be right all the time. I might be clouded with my perception. On the other hand, a pure mind, which sounds so nice, squeaky clean, pure mind, but in Buddhism, they tell you, Buddha taught about purifying the mind. A pure mind sees things with what's called pure perception. In Tibetan, it's dak nang. Dak is pure, nang or nangwa is appearances or perception. There's probably a direct correlate in Sanskrit if you know. If you know it, please share, Hareesh. So dak nang. Can you say that? Dak nang. Dak nang. Pure perception. Good. So a pure mind, let's say, imagine you had a pure mind, you would then see things in a more clear way. You would have what's called dak nang, or pure perception. So pure mind sees things through as pure vision. An impure mind would see an impure vision, an impure world. So again, it's coming back to me. How am I viewing the world? On a conventional level, of course, people have faults, right? There is bad and good. But if from a perspective of a Buddha, say, or an awakened being, you can witness the good and bad, but you realize it's not inherently good and inherently bad. Without bad, we don't have good. Without good, we don't have bad. Without black, we don't have white. But that's more of an absolute understanding. And that's when you're getting a little bit more close to the pure vision. William James, really the they say like the father of American psychology. He was an American philosopher and psychologist. He said, what we attend to becomes our experienced reality. What we attend to becomes our experienced reality. So do we want to attend to the injured limbs all the time? Ask yourself. So this dak nang, this pure perception, is cultivated as part of secret mantrayana. This sangak is what it's called in Tibetan. It's a secret mantra or vajrayana. It's tantric Buddhism. It's a very important aspect of Tibetan Buddhist or vajrayana Buddhist practice. Vajrayana means diamond vehicle. So it's the latter phase of Buddhist development that integrates tantric practices. And so this pure vision is very important, and it's cultivated through visualization, through mantra, and through meditation, so that we transform our ordinary perception into a more sacred outlook, where everything is seen and experienced purely in its true nature. So how do we do that? Well, like I mentioned at the beginning, say I'm doing a deity yoga practice, Lagi Naljor or deity yoga, where I'm transforming my normal perception of who I think I am into pure perception of my Buddha nature. And how do I do that? I do that by visualizing that I'm a Buddha, like Tara. Maybe I want to be green today, green Tara of the forest. I'm holding the Utpala flower blooming above my left shoulder. I'm in the mudra, you can take it. The mudra of the 3 jewels, your left hand would be with the thumb and the index finger touching, and you can imagine that you're holding this lotus flower stem. The other 3 fingers fan outward. That symbolizes Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the 3 jewels. So, holding it in front of your heart, you take it, you embody the Buddha, in this case, Tara. Your right hand would be in the Supreme Generosity Mudra with palm up on your right knee. Often a Dharma chakra, a Dharma wheel is imagined on the palm of your hand, and it's spiraling out turbulent rainbow light, bringing liberation and healing to all beings. And then you're a body of light. You imagine yourself. Let's take it together. Come on. Sit up. Take your left hand in the mudra of the 3 jewels. Your right hand in Supreme Generosity Mudra on your knee, palm up. You might feel that turbulent rainbow light emanating from the Dharma wheel in the palm of your right hand. And then feel more of the energetic level of your body. You might feel the vibration, the space between the cells, the space between the organs, within the organs. So we transform into a body of light, not of flesh and bone. And imagine you're hollow like a balloon. And then you would feel at your heart chakra an orb of light. Let's say we're green Tara, a body of green light with a green orb the size of a walnut in your heart chakra, the heart center. And as we chant her mantra, your mantra, Tara's mantra, we would imagine that rainbow light emanates from our heart, from that orb of light, and emanates out to all beings everywhere, bringing liberation from suffering, freedom from fear, peace, healing, whatever beings need. Repeat after me. Om Tare, Om Tare, Tu Tare, Dure, Svaha, Om Tare, Tu Tare, Dure, Svaha. Together. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Dure, Svaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture 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 Svaha. And then imagine one final blast of rainbow light emanating out from your heart, blanketing the entire world and filling all of space beyond this world, bringing goodness, healing. As Tara, you have that capacity. What does that feel like? Pure vision. Dak Nang. And then imagine now that the world and its inhabitants, everything dissolves into radiance, dissolving into light. And that light then dissolves into you as Tara. And then you as Tara begin to dissolve from the crown of your head and the soles of your feet, slowly dissolving, converging at your heart center. Slowly converging at the orb of green light at your heart center. Until all that remains is that orb of radiance, your Bodhi Chitta, your awakened heart. This is your spark of enlightenment, your Buddha nature. Rest in that. Until then, that too dissolves into radiance, dissolving into emptiness, vibrating, bliss, emptiness, unified. Rest your hands on your thighs and let yourself simply rest in the dissolution. For a moment or two, let everything go. Drop it, everything. And rest in the ultimate nature of Tara, nature of your own mind. And then slowly, slowly begin to come back. And as you come back as Tara. Look at the world through the eyes of Tara, or through an enlightened perspective as much as possible in terms of pure vision. So one way of really feeling pure vision is to see others as enlightened, as awakened beings. And we do that by connecting with the basic goodness that we all share. That's another way of describing our true nature, our Buddha nature. It's basic goodness. We all share that. Whether you're an ant or a human being, all sentient beings have Buddha nature. And so we can see that. I can see that in you, and you, and you. Another way that I try to have pure vision, because it is not easy, is to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's a real practical way. Like, say I'm talking to Kevin. Maybe I don't understand where he's coming from. Maybe we're having an argument, which we never have. But if I'm going to have pure vision and connect with his Buddha nature, one way to do that is to assume the best in him, even if what he's saying is hard to hear, or I'm confused about it. Because often we come at people like, oh, they're so annoying. Or, I'm sure they're coming to give me a criticism, Sometimes we're like that. So can we give people the benefit of the doubt or assume the best in them? And then if they fall short, then you deal with it. Like not everybody's going to rise to that occasion. But why not start off giving them a chance? And same with yourself. We're so hard on ourselves. Recognizing our own basic goodness, we try, we stumble, and we try again. So you have that in you. And that's a part of pure vision, seeing that, feeling that, knowing that in yourself. But as my teacher says, you can't really have post-meditative awareness without meditation. You can't have post-meditation without meditation. You've got to do AOC. Who knows what AOC is? Have you read my book? It's so profound. What?
Asal cushion.
AOC. So stop complaining, people. You're suffering. Get your ass on your cushion. Or for me, it's my whole body on the cushion. Just lay down. Sit down. Check yourself, Stop making a mess out there. Just creating more karmas, Yeah, so there's more, We could do dyad work around this. It's good. Maybe next time I'll keep going with this. We'll see what needs to happen. But your homework really is to try this, Okay. In Vajrayana, they often say, like, if we receive teachings together, like from a teacher, a Rinpoche or a Lama, especially if we receive secret mantra empowerments and teachings, then we are all what are called Vajra brothers and sisters, or we could say siblings, Vajra siblings. Meaning, we really try to be nice to each other, like extra nice. Treat people with respect, but have pure vision. And how do they say to do that? See all. Okay, I'm going to be binary here, but what's funny, weird, and not so funny is that Tantra is very heteronormative. Okay, so excuse me, I didn't make that up. But they say, see all men as dakas, and all women as dakinis. And then we could have a middle ground. What's the gender neutral of that? Dakin?
Well, the Trika lineage is not so heteronormative because you've got Ardhanarishwara as a central deity.
Yes.
And who's a non-binary or deity,
There you go. So you could...
So see all beings as Dakas, Dakinis, or Ardhanarishwara.
And can we have a shorthand for that one? For people to say, Arda.
Non-binary God.
Say it again though in Sanskrit.
Ardhanarishwara.
Ardhanarishvara.
Yeah.
Ardhanarishvara. I don't know. I'm going to have to write that one down. But, Dakas are the masculine counterpart of Dakini, which is the female embodiment of enlightened energy. So it's very important, As women, we need to talk about that too, right? So, and same with men. So I call Kevin, I was like, you're my Daka. But now I call him my love Daka, instead of love doctor. Sounds like doctor. Love Daka. Isn't that good? It's so good. Okay. You like that one. Yes, my dear. And then I want you to get your AOC on up here.
But a question about the pure vision.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if I'll just say how it is in Shaivism, and you can say if it's the same in Vajrayana. Because in Shaivism, we would say, adopting positive attitudes of mind and, cultivating good habits of mind and be nice to each other and is sort of a temporary stopgap measure and an ultimately inadequate one.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we want to do is undertake a practice which allows us to root down in our essence nature, in ultimately in what you call dharmakaya. Right?
Yes.
And when you are rooted in essence nature, you can't help but see
Yes.
divinity in and as all
Exactly.
things. It's no effort.
That's right.
And then the thing is to make the mind transparent to transcendence, which is an important difference just because, in the West, the dominant religion, I would say, is psychology. And so we don't.
Not science?
The dominant religion is, I would say,
Right, but some
psychology.
people say people adhere to science like a religion.
No, but most people aren't attached to materialism the way they are to psychology.
Oh, okay,
I have a
interesting.
whole rant about that.
Is that in your
We
new
won't
book?
get Not entirely.
Which is which is a really interesting book, by the way. Near Enemies of the Truth.
Yeah.
His recent book, very interesting. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It's meant to ruffle a few feathers.
Mm-hmm.
But some people aren't ruffled. They're just like, oh, I love it.
They're tickled. Tickle some, ruffle others.
But just the point that it's when we talk about pure vision or pure mind, people often imagine transforming the mind from a bad thing to a good thing, which is a sort of psychological view.
Right,
But
yeah.
this is about rooting in essence nature, making the mind more transparent, meaning less of an impediment to the clear vision of essence nature and the expression of essence nature, and then everything else follows. In a sense, in Shaivism, if you put too much emphasis on be nice, see the best in everyone, then that becomes a crutch that people are leaning on rather than getting to the state in which the deeper realization that those attitudes are just simulations of becomes available.
Absolutely. Same.
Okay.
Same. It's like, it's kind of like we're children in the beginning who need some guardrails and some help, but then it's important is to have a qualified teacher, usually, if you need that, which most of us do, not everybody does, to then take the training wheels off and start pushing our boundaries, or we can do it ourselves. Often we can sense, okay, it's time to let go of that. I don't need that rule anymore. Like in the beginning, Buddha didn't have Vinaya, didn't have the vows, but he over time saw that people were messing up and doing weird shit. So he created all these rules. Now there's like 300 and something vows. So yeah, same thing. But ultimately, everything is already liberated. And practice, whether it's trika or any form of really tantric practices, are very similar when you get down to the core of what we're saying or trying to say, which is really what we're doing is tapping into reality. That's what I said earlier, is we suffer because we misperceive how we exist. Basically, we haven't grown into the knowledge. I like the transparency to transcendence. Yeah, exactly. Same. So get your butt up here.
And one last question.
But we are at time, so we do have to. You can ask it while you're walking.
Don't talk about injured limbs, but if limb is the equivalent of Sanskrit anga,
It is. It is.
Could it also mean don't talk about your perception of one or more of the limbs of the Eightfold Path being deficient or something like that?
That's not what the commentators say, but I think we could interpret it in that way.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah. So these slogans that we're in right now are kind of more a little bit like the guardrails. Like we've already, like they start with Dharmakaya at the very beginning. Like the first six slogans, 5 or 6 slogans are all nature of mind. They're amazing. Yeah. So you missed that. But I do try to loop back from time to time. And then now we're kind of like in the do's and the don'ts. I said that a few weeks ago. Now we're in this kind of 0.6 where it's like the do's and the don'ts. It can seem a little bit infantile, not infantile, but we need it. It can seem a little like the 10 Commandments. So I'm going to give the mic.
We have no harmonium.
I know, I don't, but we don't need it.
There are 350 commandments in Buddhism.
Vinaya.
No, in the
not
Vinaya,
that.
but that's
Vinaya.
just for monks. That's not for you.
Yeah, don't worry.
Lay people have way fewer
5.
commandments.
You can choose.
5, 10.
Don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, don't get so intoxicated that you do dumb shit, and don't.
But if you're a
do
monk,
sexual misconduct.
don't sleep on high beds, don't sleep on soft beds, don't go to entertainments.
Don't dance. That's why I didn't become a nun.
Exactly.
I
That's
almost did.
the number one reason.
Hell no. that time I was like, I could do without sex. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, please sing for us, and we've got to let these wonderful people go. Oh, maybe for 5-ish minutes.
Call and response.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little, yes, it's got something to it. So we don't have a board. That's fine. You follow the teacher.
Okay, I'll try to break it into the 2 parts. It's easier.
Yeah.
Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. High round. Om. There we have to teach him the high round. Yeah. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And Chandra wrote the melody for the high round. Do you remember that?
Did I?
You did. Or we did it together.
Maybe we did it together.
Yeah.
Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
You mainly did it.
Let's keep going. Now let's sing together. I like it.
Okay, all together. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hi. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. One more. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Again. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. One slow. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Om Namah Shivaya.
All the rest is Maya.
Love that. Do you know what Maya is? Illusion. Thank you, dear friend. And confusion. And delusion.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for coming, and thank you for coming to the Alembic, our new home. Come back again and again. This is your home in the East Bay now. And please check him out. Whatever he does, go, go, go. And come back anytime. We'll chant. Let me know ahead of time, and I'll make time for more music. I'll bring my harmonium. Yeah.
Here every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday. Yeah. Great. Okay, you all, I know you gotta go. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll sit here for a little bit. If you have questions or if you're new, I like to meet the new folks. Come up and introduce yourself. There's tea in the lobby. Please hang out, have some tea, meet your community, make friends. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Hannah. Thank you.